$7 million. Gone. The prediction was correct. The trade was perfect. The real-world outcome confirmed it. Then one crypto whale voted that reality was wrong, and the platform let every dollar vanish. They called it manipulation. No refunds. This is the risk no algorithm on Earth can automate around, and it's hiding inside every AI money machine you've ever seen. $7 million on the right side of reality. That's where traders on Polymarket stood in March 2025. The bet was simple. Would a Ukraine-Russia agreement materialize before a specific deadline? The deadline came. No agreement, no handshake, no deal. Every major outlet confirmed it. The traders who bet no were factually correct, and then the platform told them they lost. Polymarket resolved the bet as yes. $7 million flowed to people who held the wrong outcome. Traders who read the geopolitics correctly, who put real capital behind the right answer, watched their positions evaporate. This wasn't a glitch. This wasn't an ambiguous call on a fuzzy event. Crypto Times reported it plainly. A governance attack allegedly allowed a major UMA token holder to manipulate the oracle system that decides what is true on Polymarket. One crypto whale, holding enough governance tokens, voted that reality was wrong. And the platform's architecture let that vote stand. Polymarket called it unprecedented. They acknowledged the manipulation publicly. Then they told affected users there would be no compensation, no refunds, no reversal. The decentralized system had spoken, even though what it said contradicted what actually happened in the world. You were right. You still lost. And the mechanism that made this possible is baked into the foundation of every single market on the platform. So how does one wallet override reality on a platform handling millions of dollars? The answer is almost comically simple. Polymarket uses something called the UMA Optimistic Oracle. Anyone, literally anyone, can propose the outcome of a market by staking a bond of $750. If nobody challenges that proposal within a short dispute window, it becomes official truth. The market resolves, money moves, done. If someone does challenge, the dispute escalates to UMA's data verification mechanism, the DVM. And this is where the architecture collapses. In the DVM, UMA token holders vote on the outcome. Not journalists, not judges, not fact-checkers, token holders. And their votes are weighted by how many tokens they hold. One wallet with a massive UMA position outweighs thousands of smaller voters combined. Think about the math. The bond to propose a false outcome is $750. The markets at stake hold millions. That's a padlock on a bank vault with bolt cutters handed to anyone rich enough to buy them. This isn't a flaw they haven't noticed. This is the design. Decentralized resolution sounds trustless until you realize it just means trust is allocated by token wealth. Whoever holds the most UMA tokens holds the most truth. And here's what matters if you're building bots. No trading algorithm on Earth operates at this layer. Your code optimizes prediction, execution, speed. The oracle sits underneath all of it, and the oracle answers to wallets, not to reality. What happened next should terrify every bot builder listening. The community's split. CoinDesk reported that Polymarket and UMA holders locked horns. The Polymarket side said the outcome was objectively, verifiably wrong. No agreement existed. The UMA side defended the voting process. The vote was valid. The mechanism worked as designed. And that's the gut punch. It did work as designed. UMA's oracle wasn't hacked. Nobody exploited a code vulnerability. The system resolves disputes through token-weighted consensus. One token, one vote. The architects assumed rational actors would vote honestly because lying would damage the token's long-term value. Beautiful theory. One fatal problem. That assumption shatters when a single actor holds enough tokens to outvote everyone else combined. When the payout from a manipulated resolution dwarfs the cost of acquiring voting power, honesty stops being the rational play. Manipulation becomes the rational play. Decrypt confirmed that Polymarket acknowledged Oracle manipulation, but framed it as something the platform could not unilaterally reverse. The decentralization that makes it trustless also makes it uncorrectable. No admin panel, no override switch, no support ticket that undoes a governance vote. Your algorithm correctly predicted the outcome, correctly executed the trade, correctly held the winning position through settlement. A single wallet's governance vote made all of that irrelevant. The code was perfect. The money still vanished. If the Ukraine bet were a one-time freak event, you could write it off. Keep deploying capital. It wasn't one time. Decrypt reported that Polymarket ruled no on a separate $237 million bet related to Zelensky. And the resolution, quote, reignited scrutiny of UMA's dispute system and the influence of large Polymarket stakeholders. Different market, different outcome, different date. Same structural crack. UMA token concentration, handing disproportionate power to a handful of wallets over hundreds of millions in capital. The vulnerability doesn't just persist, it scales with the stakes. And here's why no monitoring system catches it in time. Academic researchers on Arxiv found that Polymarket's data lifecycle is highly fragmented. Market creation, trading, Oracle interaction, dispute, and settlement all happen across disconnected systems with no uniform data source. Your bot sees the trading layer. It cannot see the Oracle layer. It cannot see the dispute layer. The risk is structurally invisible to the very systems designed to manage it. So for every automated position you hold on Polymarket, there is a hidden tail risk that cannot be priced, cannot be modeled, and cannot be hedged. The settlement layer can deviate from reality after your trade is already locked, and the pattern says it will. So, build a better bot. That's the instinct, right? Monitor UMA votes in real time, detect the whale, exit the position before the override lands. Except you can't. The dispute and vote cycle can trigger and resolve inside a window where exiting your position on an illiquid political market is practically impossible. There's no liquidity on the other side. Your exit order sits there while the Oracle rewrites reality underneath it. And this is the core problem. Every Polymarket bot ever built, arbitrage bots, market makers, LLM-powered news scrapers, AI agents running 24/7, optimizes for the same two things. Get the prediction right, execute fast. None of them operate at the Oracle layer, not one. An estimated $40 million was extracted in arbitrage profits between April 2024 and April 2025. Every dollar depended on one invisible assumption, that the settlement layer would pay out honestly. That assumption was invisible until it broke. And when it broke, speed and accuracy were worth nothing. Here's the part that should sting. An engineer named Sterling Crispin built a bot that automatically buys no on every non-sports Polymarket market. That's it. The entire strategy fits in one sentence, the dumbest possible approach. And it's been consistently profitable, partly because it sidesteps the exact complexity layer where Oracle risk concentrates. The simplest bot wins because it avoids the trap that sophisticated ones walk straight into. The Oracle is not the only thing lying to your bot. The data underneath it is too. A Columbia University study examined Polymarket's entire trading history and found approximately 25% of all volume may be wash trading, 1/4. They flagged suspicious patterns in 14% of 1.26 million active wallets. Accounts trading with themselves to inflate volume, manufacture liquidity, fabricate price signals. The numbers your bot calibrates on, the volume it reads as market conviction. 1/4 of that might be theater. Now look above the Oracle. The CFTC chair publicly vowed to investigate insider trading on prediction markets. The federal government sued 3 states, Arizona, Connecticut, Illinois, over their applications of anti-gambling laws to platforms like Polymarket. After the Venezuela betting scandal, where traders profited on Maduro's ouster using what appeared to be privileged information, A House Democrat introduced legislation banning government officials from betting on political events. Stack these layers. Below the bot, fake volume corrupting the signals it uses to predict. At the settlement layer, a gameable oracle corrupting the mechanism it depends on to get paid. Above the platform, regulatory uncertainty threatening whether any of this exists tomorrow. Your bot is sandwiched between unreliable infrastructure at every level. And unlike the oracle problem, where at least you can identify the risk, here, the corruption is woven into the data your system treats as ground truth. The floor your algorithm stands on is not even real. This is not a Polymarket problem. This is the problem. Every AI money machine, every arbitrage bot, every trading agent, every no-code revenue workflow shares one structural truth with the traders who lost $7 million on a correct prediction. It runs on someone else's ground. Your bot calls an API that can rate limit without warning. Your agent reads a data feed that can be deprecated or poisoned with wash volume. Your workflow monetizes through a platform whose terms of service are a living document rewritten by lawyers you will never meet. The settlement layer is always a trust dependency. Always. Polymarket just gave us the cleanest proof. A bot that read the world correctly, traded correctly, held the winning position, and lost everything to a governance vote it could not see, could not predict, and could not appeal. The lesson is not to stop automating. The lesson is this. Before you deploy a single dollar through any automated system, map every trust dependency in the chain, the data source, the execution venue, the settlement mechanism, the regulatory jurisdiction, the entity holding your funds. Write each one down. Next to each one, answer one question. What happens to my money if this layer turns against me? The dependency you skip is the one that erases your edge. Not because the code failed, because you automated everything except the one thing that mattered, and you built it all on ground you do not own.